Hello, Slicey Dicers. This is Brian with a little double unboxing video for you today. As the title says, we have two new zero tolerance knives, two new ZTs, one a bit newer than the other. We have the ZT-0357 and the ZT-0308. Thank you a lot to USA Made Blade for getting these to me. One is a loaner that actually did not come straight from them. It came from another reviewer. And then the other one I bought because I know you guys are going to want to see a lot more of it around here, especially some new people finding the channel. But thanks a lot to them down there, usmadeblade.com. Great place. And I knew they'd probably be one of the first people to get them. So I bought the 0357. The 0308 is a loaner. And we're going to start out with the 0357. Not as many stats on this one, so we'll be doing some measurements live. I'm going to give you my first impressions and some specs and size comparisons and that kind of stuff. But I will be keeping this around for a while because, like I said, this one is mine. And I want to spend some time with it because this is a knife. It's $148, pretty cheap for a ZT. So this is a knife that I think is going to be in retailers, lots of places, like, you know, your Sportsman's Warehouse, your, you know, Gander Mountains, place like that, maybe Dick's Sporting Goods, any place that carries ZTs, you're probably going to see these there. So I think a lot of people will be their first ZT. So I do like the new boxes. Gotta say, they're still not very fancy, but yeah, the slogans are much less annoying than the previous ones, so that's not bad. Pull the sucker out. Is there anything special in there? No. I do wish they came with a zip pouch. I don't know, just a lot of, or at least a little fancier box. A lot of companies do that now. I know Spyderco doesn't either, but all the Chinese guys do. A little bubble wrap. Put that down there for my cat to take away in a second. Don't eat me. I'll make sure the kitty doesn't get that. So yeah, this is a bit smaller overall packaging than I thought it would be. I mean, I read the stats, and I did bother to actually watch USA Made Blade did a quick little video of their own. They disassembled one and everything, and he talked about it a little bit. So I did know a little bit about it, but I do know it is speed safe, obviously. Not obviously, I guess it is pretty new for ZT. Not new for ZT, they used to do it all the time, but they haven't done a new one in quite a while. So kind of interesting to see that back, but it is kind of made for the beginner ZT buyer. As assists go, I actually don't mind the speed safe that much. It actually is fine for me. I've never had one of the springs break. I had one get a little loosey-goosey on me on a dividend, but they just sent me a new one and I swapped it out and it was fine. But wow, those liners are thick. That is one thing that Scott at USA Made Blade pointed out in his video. Yeah, those are some thick liners. A lot of people are saying, oh, this is just a Kershaw Link with a ZT name on it for double the price. No, this is a lot more overbuilt than a Link is. That is very thick. The only one I have to compare it to speed safe wise, I don't have a Link right now or a Knockout or anything, but this is a Leak, and you know, you can see that is a massive difference. And I don't think that the Link's liners are much thicker than this. They're absolutely nowhere near that at any rate. Get this sucker open. It does come in two different finishes. This is the working finish, they call it, which is basically like a bead blast with a stone wash over top of it, I guess is what I would call it, or some kind of media blasted something or other. Looks cool though, I like it. And then it also comes in a black wash, which is very heavily stone washed. So it's a really cool looking finish. But if you get that, it comes with the black liners, and I wanted the plain, you know, just naked steel liners because I wanted to show them to you, or titanium, wherever they are. We'll get out a magnet here in a minute and see if we can find it. There it is. Let's check. I don't remember if it's titanium or no, it's steel. Thought so, but wanted to make sure. A little bit of milling in there, not a ton. We'll get to that when we do the weight. Looks, yeah, a little bit, not much. Let's do some specs and size comparisons before we get too much farther. We have an overall length of 7 3/4 inches, blade length of 3 1/4 inches, blade thickness actually seems fairly thin. Zero out the calipers here. There we go. Sometimes you gotta zero these things a couple times over. Yeah, just a hair over 0.12. It's not bad. What's the handle thickness? 0.46. Not bad. It's a pretty slim little knife for a ZT, I have to say. Not too bad. Let's try that thickness behind the edge while we're here. So hard to do on camera. about 25 thousandths in that one spot, 24, 25 thousandths. Kind of about what you'd expect for a ZT. Thin enough, but not, you know, ridiculous thin. Very high flat grind. Blade shape's almost all belly. It is 20 CV if I didn't say that, so it definitely has absolutely premium steel on it for sure. The usual KAI markings. This is their new symbol on all the KAI products, Kershaw's or ZTs, that just say in-house design. Looks like a Star Wars logo. I do like the pocket clip. Weight is, let's do that. Come on. There we go. 4.3 ounces. That's not mind-blowingly light for a 3 1/4 inch blade. I wouldn't call it a tank, no pun intended, but that is a very snappy speed safe. Like I said, I wish I had a link here. Before I do the full review, I'm gonna have to get a link to compare them. But I heard anecdotally from one person that maybe it was an upgraded speed safe on this, but I haven't heard that from anything that Kershaw says, and I kind of think they'd say so if it was, so I'm not sure about that. It does seem to be a bit more of a bang, though, than it is on the Leak, but this is also a much thinner, lighter knife, so that would make sense anyway. I will say this is not de-assistable. I know a lot of people were excited, oh, I'll just get it and de-assist it. I watched Scott's video, USMA Blade, trust him implicitly. He tore one apart, and no. There's no detent, so you can't do that. So just so you know, not de-assistable. You have to deal with the assist. But let's see, the ergos are really good. I do really like that. Do I have any paper here to cut? It's a Kershaw. I'm sure it's fine. Yeah, sharp as the dickens, as one would expect. I really like the ergos. I really like the ergos on it, actually. No hot spot from that pocket clip. Speaking of that pocket clip, let's bring out a Yale Wranglers. Put it in there. A little zip that you kind of expect from that G10. But see, if it had recessed screws, I don't like that. Put recessed screws on it. See, I can't even quite get it there. You have to do like a little double thing to get it in there. I don't like that. If you're gonna put deep carry clips on it, put recessed screws. That's my campaign of 2020. Flipper tab's pretty well hidden though. Yeah, you can feel it a bit. I wouldn't go as far as calling it a pocket pecker, but you can feel it a little bit. We'll see how that is the more I carry it. Slides out fine over those screws, just getting them in. It's that last little, you kind of got to do that double thing. Don't care for that. Let's do some size comparisons. I promised to do that, and then I didn't, so let's remedy that now. Live television, everybody. Here's your Spyderco Paramilitary 2. A little bit smaller than that, which means it's going to be just a little bit larger than your Para 3. And what else do we have here within reach? Oh, we'll do the two Benjamins I usually do. I bet it's going to be somewhat similar overall length to this. This is Benjamin Bug Out. Yeah, pretty similar in overall length to the Bug Out. So as you can imagine, it's obviously going to be a bit smaller than your full-size Griptilian. So a good medium kind of EDC sort of size. I'm going to take it off camera here and put it in my own pocket as I'm sitting here in an office chair and see how that is. And then we'll move on to the next one, because we are already 9 minutes into this video. What I have, yeah, take that out. Yes, he does the same thing. Even though these are really thin jeans I'm wearing right now, and it's still, those screws get caught. Yeah, that's pretty annoying. Yeah, it's just the way this ramp comes down. It's just begging for it. If it should go out and then down, that would be better. Wouldn't take much of an effort to remedy that, but yeah, flush screws would be so much better, or flush clip, one or the other. That would work really well. It is right hand, left hand though, so that's nice. But yeah, you're going to see a lot more of this. I'm going to be doing a full review of it and everything. Because like I said, I think this is going to be a really popular model for ZT, because it is their new kind of, you know, value leader. Now, next up, where did I put the big sucker? Here it is. This is the 0308, which has been a controversy. Seems like a lot of ZTs are controversial lately. Yeah, same stuff in the box. Oh, there's some extra screws. Don't know what that's for. We'll put that aside. This is a big stonker, I do know that. The controversy being the looks of it, because of that hole. Yeah, it looks, I don't know, it looks kind of better in person than I expected it to, honestly. That hole is a bit odd. This is not assisted. Wow, that is, oh, that's a lot of lock bar to get your finger on. That first flip didn't go so well. Man, that's a lot of blade. Yeah, this is a big one. Yeah, of course you expect it to drop shut. It's a tank. Yeah, you got to be careful. It's really easy to put pressure on that lock bar. If you don't, though, it fires right out. Conversely, it's easy to put pressure on the lock bar. There's also a lot of real estate to not put pressure on that lock bar. So just be aware of that. Bang. Man, it's comfortable. It's all hell, though. Super comfortable. And it does feel stout as the day is long. 20 CV steel again. That's kind of ZT's jam now. No deep carry clip. It is right hand, left hand again. Yeah, I'm just not sure why that hole is there, but I guess just to make it look somewhat different. I do like the texturing on this other side, like the milling on the titanium. That's nice. That does look good. Does give you some grip. Matches the G10. I don't hate the tan as much as I did in the pictures. I really don't hate it. That's not too bad. And tan's a good color to dye if you want to, customize one. I'm sure a lot of these will be customized with custom dyed scales, and then you can, anodize the titanium side. Let's do some specs on this one. They are much larger than the 357. So we have an overall length of 8.9 inches, blade length of 3 3/4 inches, blade thickness much thicker again at 0.16 inches, handle thickness of 0.6 inches, and a weight of 7 ounces, which is kind of what everyone's complaining about. It is, but it is a big stonker. I don't think it tries to hide that fact. Let's do some size comparison between some other big knives. We'll bring out, this is the Benchmade Presidio 2 CF Elite. Pretty big knife. It's bigger than that. The only other ZT that I currently own, the 0562 Thai, bigger than that. And where did I put the, I don't know where I put my PM2. I just had it out here doing that. I wanted to show that. Here it is. Put the PM2 up just because this is one standard reference. I'm not going to bother with the smaller ones, but yeah, compared to your PM2. And then lastly, I have it out, so let's show the Cold Steel 8010. Will you be seeing a battle to the death between these two? Why the hell not, I say. I think I may do that. Prices are a lot different. This is $300. These are around 200, so a little less. So depending on where you get them. So, but I think these two are begging for a battle to the death. Not so much this one. This one isn't quite in the same overly built category as these two, but you will be seeing that for absolutely sure. Let's do a quick little test with Eel Wranglers Mark II, and then we will move on. And we'll end this video at 15 minutes for an unboxing, which is kind of ridiculous. Slides in and out nice and easy. A lot sticking out, obviously, but it's not a bright color or anything. Oh, not too bad to get your hand by for the size of it, honestly. It's not that bad. Flipper tab sticks out less than it does on the 357. Let me put it in my own pants here and see. Yeah, I think it carries smaller than the 8010, but that's not saying a whole lot, but it does carry a little smaller than that. But $300 in G10, and I still keep putting my fingers on that damn lock bar. That's going to take a while to get used to. Yeah, you got to grip it like down here. If you're pushing on the pocket clip at all, it just seems to not want to open up. But let's put these two back together. Yeah, I'm eager to get my hands on this one because it is a new big ZT, and everybody's been asking me about it, and some people were really bashing it, I think, without agreeing actually handling one, so I wanted to try one and handle it. I'm not a big fan of the hole. I think it's going to collect stuff. I don't think that's as big a deal as people make it out to be. I mostly just don't like the way it looks. And the 0357, I think they're probably going to sell a ton of them, so I want to spend some more time with that. I wish it wasn't speed safe. Does that save them money? I don't know. Kind of don't understand the choice for speed safe on it, but other than that, it is very good ergonomic. The blade's a lot thinner than I thought, so I'm excited about that. So $148, $300, new ZTs. You'll be seeing full reviews on these in the coming weeks. Hope this is giving you enough information just to decide whether or not you want to take your plunger one, especially the 0357. It's still pre-order some places, but USA Made Blade has them. And thanks again to them for loaning me one. I've been Brian. Have a good one.